Hey everybody, welcome back to another Triple Hound video, and we're back making more custom Fortnite skins. This time what you see in front of you is our best try at making Darkwing from the Invincible cartoon and comic books. We got a handful of requests for different Invincible characters after we made a custom Invincible skin. And we got requests for Omni-Man and Darkwing, as well as Atom Eve, one of the potential love interests of Invincible himself. In this video, we're going to show you our best try at Omni-Man, who, in full disclosure, was still not all that close. Our best try at Darkwing, who I think actually turned out pretty well, and our best try at Atom Eve. We also, just to kind of keep the ball rolling, decided to make a custom Rex Splode skin and a custom Dupli-Kate skin. So we're going to show you a whole bunch of Invincible characters in this custom Fortnite skin video. Please do check us out on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at TripleHound, and use code TripleHound in the Fortnite item shop if you like this content, or even if you don't. With that, let's get into how we made Darkwing from Invincible. We started out with the Hypersonic skin and used suit pattern Bold. The half mask head style, eye mask off, and belt on. Primary material is cloth, and we used black. We've seen a couple of different versions of Darkwing, and he usually has like a dark blue, purple almost, in the space that is black here in front of you. But as you see, when we put on the blue, it just looks too bright. The one thing that is common to all of the Darkwing images we were able to find is that he's dark. He's closer to black than blue when it comes to his uniform colors. So even though technically I do think it is a very, very, very dark blue that you might see in both the cartoon and comic books, we think this black actually captures the look a little bit better. And here the secondary material is spandex and the secondary color is silver. The accessory color is black, no eye effects or eye color, no skin tint color or hair tint color, and no sticker. In that regard, he's a relatively easy skin to make because there's not a lot of frills on the back end of the customizable options. He does have a Batman-like cape. It's kind of split in the cartoon. It's hard to kind of describe what I mean by that, but it's almost like two wings as opposed to one cape. But it does have this sort of pointy end piece down at the bottom here, and this Batman cape is actually really close aesthetically to what he has. He really is kind of a Batman rip-off character, for lack of a better term, in the Invincible world. So we think this fits really well. Dive knives, again, just small, sharp blades to give him as a pickaxe weapon. You actually do see him in places using something of a glider board to move around in the sky, and so the hyperboard makes a ton of sense with him. Zip ribbons for a contrail, basically use anything here. The contrail doesn't really matter much. For his emotes, we mostly gave him kind of dark tough guy emotes, fighting emotes. These sort of superhero-y emotes, the type of thing that we really give to a lot of different superheroes. Nothing too fancy here. I decided to give him the Cloud Burst as a wrap, not because he has any special storm powers, but just because the color scheme of this sort of gray and black in motion kind of fit with the look we were giving him here. And in the banner, I gave him the Batman logo because, again, he's so close to Batman. Might as well just own it. For our next hero, we're trying to make Omni-Man, and I have to admit this is a little bit cringy for me. When we post videos of our custom Fortnite skins, we really do try to make them pass kind of the straight face test, i.e. if you see them in the lobby or if you see them in a match or something, you would immediately look at them and know who they were supposed to be. I don't know that we accomplished that with this Omni-Man. I think this is a pretty far-fetched Omni-Man, but it was as good as we could do with the options we had available in the Boundless set, and we'll go through it and talk it through. We got a couple of requests for Omni-Man, and since we were making other Invincible skins, we figured we would give it our best shot. For him, we used the suit pattern Intrepid and hairstyle C on the Mighty Volt skin. The Mighty Volt skin is the only male skin we can get who's got facial hair. And one of the big hurdles to creating Omni-Man in this game is that he has a really recognizable mustache. So we just don't have a skin that we can make look that way, and it's really too bad, because otherwise anything without a mustache is not quite right. And the beard isn't quite right either, but this is really the only facial hair we've got. No eye mask and no belt. Primary material is spandex and the primary color is white. Secondary material is also spandex and the secondary color is brick red. Omni-Man has a dark red and white suit, and it's almost entirely red from the waist down, sort of like he's wearing red pants, if you will. And this came pretty close to that. He has red up around his shoulders and his torso as well, but none of the other patterns looked quite right to us. He's not wearing a belt or a mask, so the accessory color doesn't matter. Eye effects and eye color don't really matter either. You could give him eye effects and red to have him, I don't know, shooting beams out of his eyes or something, but we decided not to. No skin tint color, but you do want to give him the hair tint color of white. And here again, it's not great. It does kind of look like he has, you know, salt and pepper hair here, but again, it's not a good look in that regard. The Omni-Man from the television show and comic book has sort of salt and pepper temples. You know, he's kind of an aging guy. This gives him this sort of white flowing locks. So it's not great, but again, you asked for Omni-Man. We're doing our best here with what we've got. And to try to replicate that kind of red Omni-Man circle thing on his chest, we gave him the red cyclo here. You could also do some other vaguely circular red and white things, such as the life preserver. This isn't, I guess, too bad, all things considered. If it was bigger, it might be better. I don't know if you'd want to do the tomato head or something. You know, that covers more space with red, but of course it's a goofy-looking cartoon face as opposed to a less specific circle. But we decided to go with red cyclo because we thought that was the best combination of color and shape. For him, we used the Emote-Cape back bling, which is just dark red and dark red. The Hulk smashers with the Iron Man function on them. He doesn't have robot hands, of course, but he is known for super strength and kind of punching his way through things, and this was the way we could get him to punch through things in-game. He, of course, can fly, but he does come to Earth from the Viltrumite Society or planet out in the distant space somewhere, so just for the sake of making him an intergalactic traveler, we gave him the Comet Crasher as a glider. Again, zip ribbons, you know, who cares? This doesn't really matter too much. We gave him more of the same types of superhero fighty type things, but we really wanted to give him a featherweight for an emote because of his super strength. And, of course, quick bite because he has super speed. He's basically has all the Superman power set items. And jump jets because he can fly. We gave him Sigil Red as a wrap because it has approximately the right color scheme, red and black and white. And we did give him a banner of just sort of red circles on, or excuse me, white circles on a red background, which again kind of echoes his chest emblem. Moving over to Atom Eve here, we used the Dynamo Dancer skin, and again, just like Omni-Man, this is a little bit cringy for us. We don't really think this looks good enough to make a video of necessarily, but as long as we were making some Invincible characters, we figured we would try to respond to the requests that have come in through the comments, and Atom Eve was one, so we're going to try to make Atom Eve here. What's tough about Atom Eve is in the comic books, in the cartoon, she has basically two different shades of pink. And we tried a whole bunch of different things to try to replicate the dark pink and light pink combination that we see, and just nothing really worked. Nothing was quite light enough. All of the pink type colors we have here really ended up looking purple on top of each other, and that wasn't what we were looking for. So we decided to go the other direction and make it white and pink, so that we kind of have two really light colors next to each other. And we think that this kind of gets to the idea of her uniform better than anything else we tried. With that in mind, we used the suit pattern Peerless, hairstyle B, eye mask off, and belt off. Primary material was spandex, and like I said, we used white instead of one of these pink colors here. I can just kind of show you sort of what they look like. I guess you could go with purple here, and it's not too bad. Violet is basically the same color as we use in a minute, and these basically blend together. The only other thing I guess I could get behind is purple here, but at the end of the day we went with white, and we're sticking to our guns. Here our secondary material is spandex again, and we're using the magenta to try to get that fairly close to pink color here. Accessory color doesn't matter since she doesn't have any. No eye effects or eye color. Here again, her power is to kind of manipulate atoms around her using this sort of pink energy. If you wanted to, you could do something like this, give her kind of like pink I-beam things, but we did not do that for our version of her. No skin tint color, but hair tint we gave her orange because she's kind of a redhead in the show. You could go actual red if you wanted to, but that just kind of looks like her hair is dyed, and that's really not what she looks like. Similarly, brick red. We felt like orange was as close as we could get to making her sort of a ginger. And on her, for a sticker, we decided to go with the Cyclo Swirl. She has a circular logo on her chest, and this doesn't look too bad in terms of kind of replicating the shape and color scheme of it, but we decided to go with the Cyclo Swirl instead. Instead of using the Emotes cape, we decided to go with the banner cape for her because the Emotes cape is really long, and she as a character has kind of a short cape. It doesn't hang down as far as the other capes do in the show, like Omni-Man. So this was a shorter cape, and we could also manipulate the color a little bit more. We could give it something closer to what we think her color really should be, in this kind of a hot pinkish color, just by manipulating the banner that she has down here. So by picking a banner color, by picking this banner color, you can get closer to what I think is the color she should have in her outfit. The Phantasmic Pulse makes a lot of sense for her if you use kind of pink and purple colors in terms of what she has for powers in the show. Similarly, this glider really works perfectly for her in terms of what her power set is, the Psy Rider. And likewise, Rift Lightning. She has sort of this pink and purple energy coming out of her hands, which is about right. With that in mind, the emotes that really make sense are Jump Jets, the Azarath, Metreon, Zinthos. She can manipulate atoms around her, so this kind of makes sense. But the rest of these are just sort of standard superhero ones, fighting bad guys and stuff. We used the Y Labs wrap down here because it does kind of look like the right color scheme, and also you see this kind of ripple of shapes go through it, and that sort of echoes her manipulation of atoms a little bit, we think. Now moving on to Rex Splode, which is a character that nobody, I don't think, has really asked for in the comments, but since we were making Invincible characters, we thought we would give him a try, and this actually looks pretty close, we think. We used the suit pattern Dynamic with the half mask, head style, eye mask off, and belt on. Primary color is cloth, with the primary color being red. Secondary material is spandex, and the secondary color is yellow. Accessory color is red. No eye effects or eye color. No skin tint or hair tint. And for a sticker, we didn't really go with anything, although you could, if you wanted, use the hot drop, or maybe even the red Cyclo again, but he really doesn't have any kind of emblem on his chest to speak of. No back bling for him because he just doesn't have anything on his back of note. We decided to use the Daredevil's Billy Clubs as a pickaxe, and a lot of times I see pictures of him with sticks in his hands. He kind of uses what I would describe as like a gambit type power to make things in his hands explosive. So the sticks that he carries around, I think he can kind of turn into bombs basically and throw them at people. Obviously you can't throw your pickaxe in this game, but this kind of looks right for what we've seen in pictures. Similarly, like his power is basically to make things explode, so we gave him the Kaboom, Bombs Away glider, and the Lava Contrail. Again, he's not like a fire guy per se, so this isn't maybe perfect, but matches the color scheme and has a lot of other things going for it. The emotes we kind of had some fun with. You know, he's seen in the television show as being kind of a selfish brat, so the rage quit kind of works for him. Similarly, he makes things explode, so, you know, giving him an explosive cake, I think, kind of makes some sense. We also see a lot of pictures of him online where, like, he's holding, again, one of those rods in his hands, and it's glowing in such a way that it looks like he's going to throw it and make it explode somewhere. So the Cyberdyne Salute kind of captures that, you know, glowing hand thing. He's also sort of a smug jerk, so job well done, captures that smug jerkiness. Skullfire, again, he's not a fire guy per se, but this kind of captures the theme of him having explosives. And finally, with Dupli-Kate, we used the Polarity skin, suit pattern Victorious, hairstyle C. She's got really short hair in the cartoon and whatnot, so you could go with B if you wanted, but this is a little too short, we thought. So we decided to go with hairstyle C, but certainly either one of those makes sense. Eye mask off and belt off. Primary material cloth, and we decided to go with black here. None of these suit patterns were exactly right for what her suit looks like in the cartoon, but the gist of it was that she had kind of purple down the middle up to a point, and then purple sort of on the bottom half of her uniform up to a point, and kind of black around the sides. So this came pretty close. For the secondary material, we used cloth as well, and violet for a color, and this is really the right purple for her. This we thought was too dark. This we thought was too kind of reddish and light. Violet would really kind of hit the mark in terms of Dupli-Kate's color. Accessory color doesn't matter. Eyes and eye effects and eye color, again, nothing to see here. Skin and hair stuff doesn't matter. This is where it can kind of get fun. Dupli-Kate's power in the show is that she can make, you know, thousands of versions of herself very quickly, and what's kind of cool about it is each one has like a different number on her chest as a, like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can do that here. We can give her the victory laurels. This could be number 1. The birthday cupcake here could be number 2. This other cupcake, just called cupcake, could be number 3. So you could get up to a certain number here by picking out different stickers for her outfit. We decided to go with the birthday cupcake and make this one number 2, in part because we thought the color matched best. She's got like the purple frosting on there, so we went with birthday cupcake and made this particular duplicate number 2. No back bling because she doesn't need one. There was no real obvious pickaxe to give her, so I just gave her these. They at least kind of have the right color, and they're kind of small. Again, no glider makes perfect sense, so I just decided to try to match the color by giving her a black and purple one, and the Catwing covers it in that regard. I did the same thing with a Contrail, which Hyperflight works for as a purple-ish Contrail. Similarly, the Kevin wrap gives me a purple wrap, so here again I'm mostly just doing stuff that matches her color scheme more so than her power set. I gave her Elusive Maneuvers as one of her emotes, but otherwise it's just fighting stuff. Widow's Pirouette works really well for her. And that is a whole bunch of Invincible and Invincible style custom Fortnite skins. Dupli-Kate, Rex Splode, Omni-Man, Atom Eve, and Darkwing. So we're packed a ton of different custom skins into this one Invincible themed episode Definitely check out our episode on Invincible himself, the main character of that show and comic book. I'll put a link to that in the description below. And just as a reminder, please do use code TripleHound in the Fortnite item shop and Epic Games Store. And I'm not going to show you gameplay with each and every one of those skins, but I'll at least take one of them into a match, just to kind of run around and see how things look. And since I ended with Dupli-Kate, I guess I'll take Dupli-Kate into a match and get a little bit of gameplay action into this video, and then we'll wrap things up. Yeah, she may not have a glider like this anywhere in the show, but it does really match her color scheme super well. Not the most accurate thing in the world for a lot of reasons, but I don't regret it. Nice. And that is a little bit of gameplay action. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe and use code TripleHound in the Fortnite item shop. One more reminder. And yeah, hit that notification bell if you want to be reminded anytime one of our videos pops. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.